Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Amy Carr Hilton and I know firsthand the hardships of figuring out how to recover from chronic pain and other chronic symptoms on our own. So I'm inviting you here to explore our pain mastery together because it is you who has the greatest power to influence your own pain healing. And I really want to share this experience with you. So I just want to show you, a scar that I have that, if you can see, I've got two scars there. One where I had a drainage put into my kidney, and then another big scar there where they cut into my kidney. Now, when I was 9, I had that operation. I had a few years leading up to that where I was very sick. I had trouble eating because I was in pain. I would vomit from pain, and I have some medical trauma because I did not feel heard by my doctor. My doctor would say things like, I was 6 to 9 years old. I was a child, and he would say things like, "She's trying to get attention. She's eating too many mandarin oranges. She needs to poo," things like that. There was always some kind of reason why I was just being a whiny little kid and there was nothing wrong with me. And it's really scary to hear that when you're in a crazy amount of pain. Now, obviously I had this operation. There was a structural reason for it. The reason why I'm talking about this is because that medical trauma, I believe it was a big part of why I feel neuroplastic symptoms chronically. Even today, I'm much better today because I've done a lot of this work over the last 10, 15 years. But my younger years, I had a lot of unexplained neuroplastic pain. It wasn't explained as neuroplastic back then because we didn't really know what we know now. So I had a lot of unexplained chronic pain and other unexplained symptoms as well, like seizures, dietary issues, a whole bunch of things. So this is why I'm talking about this. The scar, I had surgery. I healed from the surgery. I was very fearful about this whole area of my body. I was never taught to accept movement as safe in this area of my body. I learned to protect it because of the pain. I learned to stay very guarded. And even after the surgery, I used to have very intense, severe pain, just side bending away from that scar. And of course, I always thought it was the scar tissue that was painful, right? You get this like stabbing pain or like someone's trying to rip you apart on that area of your body when you stretch it. And my automatic instinct was to think, oh, it's the scar and I need to be careful. I need to not move that area. So it took me a long time and some graded exposure to movement, some safety reassurance, all of the stuff that I teach to overcome the fear of that pain and to get back to movement and positive neural feedback through moving and stretching and just allowing my body to be free and finding safety reassurance, even with some discomfort, even with some pain. Now I'm totally pain-free there. I actually had a little episode the other day, first time in years that I felt pain there on a side bend, and it was interesting for me. Like now I can sit with these neuroplastic symptoms that crop up sometimes and just be curious. And this is kind of a keystone approach to neuroplastic healing, to healing neuroplastic symptoms, not just pain, but other symptoms as well, is finding a state of curiosity when we're watching these symptoms, as opposed to being preoccupied, hypervigilant, fearful, worried, catastrophizing symptoms or catastrophizing events around symptoms. So it's just a little something that I wanted to share with you, from the ages of 9, let's say, right after surgery healed. Surgery healed great, but I still had pain, side bending, And I thought it was because of the scar tissue, but I learned later in life, as I got into fitness, personal training, and being a yoga teacher and a massage therapist, I learned a whole lot about the difference between structural or secondary pain and neuroplastic or primary pain. And this is kind of why I teach what I teach, because so many people come to me as a massage therapist with heavy fears of moving their body, of being in their body. There's a lot of dissociation from the body because of the fear, and it comes from a healthy place. There's, a time and a place for that fear to be present, but it's not meant to stay with us. It's not meant to stay chronic. So we do need to overcome that. And that's just why I wanted to share a little personal anecdote with you. The other day, it was a few weeks ago, when I noticed that searing, like ripping apart pain while I was side bending, and it only lasted maybe 30 seconds. I stayed in a side bend and I breathed into it, and I was just curious about it, and it went away. In the past, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I would have fearfully come out of it, and the pain might have stayed even though I was out of it, or it might have gone away, or it might have come back each time I tried to move. I went through years of just being really fearful and really guarded and really braced in my whole torso. So I just want to share that with you. These things can be with us for years and completely go away. And they can go away in an instant like that, when we approach watching our symptoms with curiosity and finding safety reassurance, even with pain. This is why I call it the safe and sore zone, because just because we have soreness or we have pain, it doesn't mean we're in danger. It doesn't mean there's a threat to our physical safety. All right. I hope that's helpful for you. Scar tissue is a really big one that I do see a lot of patients having fear around. And like I always say, it's important to rule out structural concerns. So always make sure you check out new symptoms, new pains. But once those things are ruled out, once the serious stuff has been proven not to exist, then it's time to take a look at where our fear is sitting and how we are approaching watching our symptoms. Can we be curious about it? Can we be open to the idea that our body is safe? And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please just let me know if you have any comments about that, or if you've experienced some similar stuff. I always love to hear your stories.